beyond their limitations, to test their endurance, despite the pain. It's an annual affair when they come together in an effort to throw farther and jump higher than those who have come before them. It's a gathering of the best collegiate athletes in the nation. In the shadow of the Wasatch Mountains, the altitude can steal the breath and punish long-distance runners. But for sprinters, the thin air and fast track can be extremely rewarding in this team competition. It's a place where new superstars emerge, like sprint sensation Dawn Sowell, perhaps the hottest athlete in the world today. She comes in with the most powerful women's team in the NCAA, LSU, but with a coach in exile. The most talented team on the men's side is out of the SEC. The Florida Gators are looking for their first ever men's title on this, a special edition of CBS Sports Saturday. It's the NCAA Track and Field Championships. Welcome to Provo, Utah. We're on the campus of Brigham Young University for the fourth and final day of the NCAA Track and Field Championships. And hello again, everybody. I'm Tim Brandt. The Florida Gators came into this meet as the favorites, and yet they've been uncharacteristically inconsistent, looking for their first ever national championship. The surprise leader right now on the men's side is LSU. Meanwhile, the LSU Lady Tigers are going after their third consecutive national championship. They've been very strong thus far, although they've been surrounded by controversy, with their coach having been fired just 6 weeks ago. And we'll have more on that story a little bit later. But let's get back to the men and turn to our expert analyst, NCAA champion Craig MASBACK. And Craig, it has been a wild week.
Well, Tim, the NCAA Track and Field Championships is always unpredictable. In fact, it's a little bit like the NCAA basketball tournament, where at least one unranked team always seems to upset somebody from the top 10. Here, even an Olympic champion doesn't get very much respect. People had all but conceded the team title to Florida coming in, but it's LSU that has taken advantage when Florida faltered. Now, Florida's down to one last chance with TYRONE KEMP, their freshman who leads the world in the 400 meters. They're hoping that he can get the 10 first-place points.
An awful lot of pressure for the freshman. He'll be running to overcome what to this point has been almost a nightmarish performance by the Gators. Florida's problems began Thursday. Coach John Webb found himself pleading with officials after what was supposed to be a routine qualifying heat for Dennis Mitchell. Mitchell, who finished fourth at the Olympics, was one of the favorites to win the 100-meter race. As the athletes were called to the blocks, all Mitchell had to do was avoid any major mistakes. Hearing the click of a camera, Mitchell jumped. Disqualification. A crushing blow for everybody associated with the Florida team. An unlikely error for an Olympian. It was just 1 year ago he wore Florida's colors to qualify for Seoul, second only to Carl Lewis. Now, he was disqualified from the NCAAs.
This could very well cost us team title, yeah. And I think that hurts more than anything.
Hours later, it went from bad to worse. Florida was disqualified in the 4x400 meter relay for a lane violation. The athletes were stunned.
But a team meeting seemed to rejuvenate flagging spirits, rekindle the team's hopes. And on the next day, the first day of finals, an unlikely hero led off the Gator charge. Tom Puxtis, who was born in Chicago, first threw the javelin on a rock-strewn field in Vilnius, Lithuania. Discovered by Soviet coaches, he learned the event from the masters during visits to a brother who attended college in the Soviet Union. His fourth-place finish kept the Gators in the team chase. Then it was Dennis Mitchell's chance for redemption and revenge. Mitchell is now best known as a short sprinter, a 100-meter specialist. But he ran the turn of the 200 meters like a man possessed and entered the home stretch with a commanding lead. He won, establishing a new personal best and running the best time in the world this year.
Nice job.
So after 2 events, Florida led LSU by 8 points, and for Dennis Mitchell, some vindication as he joined Irv Cross.
Dennis, your coach told me that last night in the team meeting, he said you're going to run 14 flat.
Yeah, I was really angry yesterday, and I just wanted to come out here and just do the best thing that I could, and something just told me to say 14 flat.
Unlike Florida, not many expected LSU to make a title run, but the Tigers' depth was proving invaluable. John Nichols won the discus with a throw of more than 208 feet. And the 225-pound sophomore from Winfield, Louisiana, garnered 10 team points for the Tigers. In the long jump, the Tigers continued their charge. This is LSU All-American Matthew Rose.
The origins of the steeplechase are in the English countryside, where runners would race from church steeple to church steeple, jumping over fences and hopping over streams. Tom Nohilly, wearing the